Howdy folks. This video here is about updating text within our InDesign yearbook layouts. So first thing you'll need to do is navigate to your layout. So on the journalism server, we're gonna head to yearbook, and then we're gonna look at the ladder, and then you're gonna find whatever page it is that you're working on. So I'm gonna be opening up the social studies page, and I'll open that up, and it should look something like this. Cool. And what we're gonna start with is updating this text, because this is just a filler article that doesn't mean anything. I didn't even write it. It's not about the school. So obviously we need to be updating this with our article that you'll be writing, and it's only going to go get placed in the yearbook in this spread once you have my final approval. So you're going to have to submit your initial article to me. We're going to have to go back and edit this, and then we can finally drop it in. So, but once we get to that place, here's my example edit article. I'm going to grab this article and I'm going to copy it. And before I move away, I'm going to want you to notice that there's no indents and there's no extra spaces in between these paragraphs. It's just one return. And because we're going to put the paragraph spacing and the indents in InDesign. So I've got it copied in here. With my black selection tool, I'm going to double click into this text box, and then I'm going to press Control A and see how that selects everything across both or all columns, because you may have 3 columns. And from there, I can paste in my text. Cool. And you'll notice that some things changed. Like I lost that big E, right? I did have a big E, and now it's a little e. So I'm going to need to get that back. So in order to do that, I might have to head to my paragraph tab. Sometimes you'll have it up on this right-hand side, but I'll need to go to my paragraph tab, and I need to update my indents and it's called a drop caps, that big letter. So this is going to be my drop caps, and I want you to notice what happens to that E as I change it. So this letter is now spanning 7 lines. I want it to span 3 lines, and I want it to not be indented. I'm going to get rid of the indent on just my first line. Everything else is going to have an indent, and it should automatically drop in that way if you've copied and pasted your article in, like I've mentioned. All right, second thing we need to make sure we update is that we get this inset quote updated. So I'm going to pick a different quote here and paste this into here. So I copied it from my article. Now I'm going to use my text tool, and so what I might do is double click in here and then select this with my text tool, and I'm going to do paste without formatting, because if I just paste it, that's not going to keep the font format and style. That becomes really hard to see and read. I like the big bold font, so I'm going to paste without formatting, and that's going to drop that in, and obviously I'll update this. This is Trent Foley. And then I'll have to update the size of my box. There we go. And I'll zoom back out. All right, so we're pretty close. You're going to notice that I have this little red plus, and if I look down to the end of my article here, it's not quite long enough. I've got some more text in there that I need. So I'm going to try to balance these two lengths, and usually what I'll do is select them both. So I'll click on one and hold down Shift and click on the other. Now both columns are updated, and I can adjust it until I find that sweet spot. That looks about perfect to me. So I'm going to try to get it as even as I can. All right. I'm also going to make sure that I update my headline and subheading. So I've copied this and again pasted that in here. And same thing, grab my subheading, paste it in here. And then after I get it pasted, I'm always going to kind of just make sure that it's centered over the article. And I want you to kind of notice, do you see that little green line that pops up? That means that it's centered in between these 2 columns. So I kind of want to do that. And if I want to check my work, I'm just going to hit that W button. Just pressing W with nothing selected takes away all my guidelines. So I can kind of zoom out and see what things are looking like. It's looking pretty good. See if I've made any mistakes. So far, I'm liking it. All right, over on this right-hand side, we're also going to need to update our module. So I might have, a mini title down here about a small feature story that I'm doing. Or maybe I don't want to do this type of module. So I'm going to click and drag to highlight everything, pull it out, and then I'm going to grab in this other module by clicking and dragging everything, and it fits basically in the same spot. And then I can go back and update this profile question. So it's maybe eras of history. What's your favorite time period in history and why? Cool. And then I would update that obviously with responses that I got. Awesome. So that is dealing with text within your document. If you have any questions, please be sure to holler at me, and good luck, folks.